What's up, J-Bays? It's Victoria James and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and click that red subscriber button so it turns gray, and that'll make you a J-Bay. J-Bays are the best bays on YouTube because they tune in whenever I upload to chit chat and all that about luxury beauty. It's a weird time of day, so you might see, like, you know, some weird cast. I'm trying it without the lights on in the back because it's pretty yellow when I have that on. Let me know what you think. I'm going to be decluttering my concealers, so I'm just gonna be swatching them right here. This is about as close to the real thing as it's gonna get. So, oh yeah, all right, clouds coming in, great. But anyway, we're just gonna jump right into things. I don't have that many concealers, so this isn't gonna be a long video. My Skintype Real Skin Concealer Sticks. I have shade 8 and 9. This one is 8 and this one is 9. As you can see, pretty decent difference, but not a huge difference. I'll show you what they look like on. But yeah, they've got the petri dish stuff growing in them, so we gotta let them go. This is 8, this is 9 down here. And I did use both. I used 8 for brightening, 9 for blending. That's my little technique I like to do, but yeah. Whew, these are old. Next is going to be my Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Concealer in Walnut. I picked this up at the CCO about a little over a year ago. And that's what she looks like. Pretty good color, but I feel like it's, you know, it's a skin tone color for me. So it's not exactly a brightening concealer. I don't use my concealers for skin correcting very often. Like, as far as being my skin tone, I don't use them often enough to have that many of them. So in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and let that go. The Shade and Illuminate concealer, the $90 Thomas concealer. This is in the shade 6WO Terra. There's the shade Terra. It's a nice, like, I feel like it's a little more like warm slash olive leaning, just a tad. There we go. Really nice color. I feel like it's a nice concealer shade to where I don't need another concealer shade. Oftentimes I go in with two, one to kind of like blend it into my skin tone and then another one to brighten where I need it. This one, it covers everything because of the shade and the undertone. Now WO is warm olive. I don't really see a lot of olive. Y'all tell me. Maybe, like, I guess warm olive turns into neutral. I don't know. Thomas, what you talking about right here? I really like this tone. I really like this formula. I will say I think that you need to use it sparingly. I find that when I use too much of it, it creases like a fool. Like, it is so terrible. So I do use very little of this, but it does the coverage, it does the blending, it does all that beautifully. So this one is staying. The clouds are being ignorant. This is what y'all deal with natural light. I hate it. Next, I'm pulling out the Bobbi Brown concealers. Oh, I have 2 almonds? I don't need 2. I'm gonna get rid of one of these. I don't know which one I didn't use. Oh, crap. Which one didn't I use? How do I even know? Okay. These are brand new, so I'm not getting rid of them. I have walnut and almond. I am gonna move one aside to give to somebody else, because these were gifted to me by Bobbi Brown. Shout out to Bobbi Brown when I did my sponsored video with them. These are the Skin Full Cover Concealers. These are the ones that have the doe foot applicator that is, what would you call this shape? I don't even know what you would call this shape. It's got like a really interesting shape, and then it has like this divot for the excess product. And what's cool is you can sweep with the smooth side, or you can dot it on with this round side here, like this hollow side. I love this concealer. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really looks like your skin, but it still gives pretty high coverage. Another one that is not going anywhere is my Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer, because I finally got the right shade and I am gonna stick beside her. Like, if you've been here for a minute, y'all know I was using 5N and 4N, and now I have 4.5N, and that is the one. So she's not old enough to toss out, she's staying. This little baby right here, me try to get in good with y'all. There we go. It's from Lilah B. It is their Virtuous Veil Concealer and Eye Primer in Be Spirited. I hemmed and hawed about getting this all the way up until they were closing. This is a beautiful, beautiful high coverage concealer. And I love that the container it comes in because it's really good for travel. Like I said before, these are very weighty components. They slide open and close. Here's the color. I think it's such a pretty color, y'all. Let me try to, because the sun is like beaming, you guys. But that's the color. I think it's a really good color. It's on the cooler side. Like when I swatch it, it does, as I'm looking at it in person, I do see a little bit of rosiness there. So here's a better shot of it. I do see a bit of rosiness, but the color works for me. Like it's got great coverage. You use your fingers for it, so I can't give it to anybody. So I feel like I may as well just keep it. The consistency is a little bit drier than, obviously, than the ones that are in a tube. It's a little drier than that, but it's not drying, just to be clear. I still consider these like in the concealer category because I don't have a ton of color correctors, but I may as well talk about them now, right? These are the Bobbi Brown Skin Corrector Sticks, and I have 3, as you see here. These 2 are the ones that I use the most, and this is Deep Peach and Very Deep Peach. This is the one that is a little more salmony. The lighter one I use for the inner corners of my eyes, and the more peachy one I use for my hyperpigmentation. These are the ones I'm keeping. When I bought these, I went for a very sort of conservative. When I initially bought this myself, these were sent to me. When I initially bought these, I bought this shade right here, which is Rich Peach. It's just basically like a concealer, right? Like it doesn't actually correct anything for me. And so since I have concealers already, I'm going to declutter this one. They give great coverage. They blend in with your fingers, and you can blend these on top of your foundation. So if you forget to correct, you still can. And the colors are such that they blend right in. They don't look too orangey or peachy or whatever. It just blends into your foundation and it looks great. Some girls that I am going to say goodbye to because they're old, not because they don't work. These are some of the best lightweight concealers that I have ever used. And if you've never tried them, you should. Fenty. Fenty's Bright Fix Eye Brighteners. These are so damn good. And I mean so good, honey. Very thin formula. Blends out so beautifully. The little round applicator thing feels good. You see, but my one little gripe about them is that they are a tad messy. Like you really can't, unless you are meticulous about cleaning them before you close them up, you're gonna get them all messed up. This one, in my opinion, I would not purchase again. This is Pumpkin number 13. I just think it's too strong of a corrector shade. I prefer the one that I have from Bobbi Brown, so I wouldn't purchase this one again. I would purchase these 2, number 12 Almond Butter, number 14 Toffee. I would purchase these 2 again if I were to repurchase these. I thought these were really great, but I would skip Pumpkin if you were, you know, wondering. Another Fenty concealer I'm getting rid of because it's crazy old is the Pro Filter concealer. It's also, for me, it's also a bit heavy at this point. When Fenty first dropped these, I loved it. It's so high coverage. It does dry down a little bit quick. I wouldn't, if you're the type of person to leave your concealer on to let it, you know, get the full coverage or all that, you don't have to do that with this. It's not a bad concealer. I just think it's, for me, it's a little heavy at this point, and so I would not repurchase this one either. But these Bright Fix, these are freaking phenomenal. I have 2 of the soft matte complete concealers from Nars. I have chocolate and walnut, and I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them so you can see, because I only intend to keep one of these. Here's walnut. Another similar texture to the Lilah B. So you can't get Lilah B anymore, but if you like that kind of texture, you can get the Nars Soft Matte, and it's very similar. And this one is chocolate. Chocolate. Very different shades. I don't think I need chocolate. Am I tripping? I don't think I need chocolate. Walnut looks very yellow on the screen, on the monitor. In person, it's leaning a little more like saffron. I know that's still yellow, but it has a bit of orange in it. Yeah, it's leaning more in that direction in person, but it looks like straight yellow on the monitor there. I'm gonna keep walnut because I feel like chocolate can very easily blend into my skin tone or my foundation and not really give me that brightening effect. Now I have my Cle de Peau, my Cle de Peau concealers, and now I have had one so long that you can actually see the difference between the new and the old component. So this one is Cocoa number 11, and I purchased Cocoa because our late great friend of the community, Brian, he recommended this to me because he said this one was closest to my skin tone. I originally had Toffee, which was my brightening shade right here. This still looks good. I actually might hold on to this. This was my brightening shade, and I really love a good neutral for brightening. This blends out really, really well, so don't be scared of this shade. To my darker complected viewers slash subscribers, don't be afraid of this shade. It has a beautiful neutral tone to it, if you're neutral like myself, so it does end up blending out and not looking like crazy. This shade, I'm actually gonna break my rule a little bit and keep both of these because this really is very much a skin tone shade, and I can get away with just bringing these two with me. If I was doing something where I just needed to look awake and I didn't need to put a ton of makeup on, I could literally just pop these two in my bag and a lip gloss, friends. Something about a Cle de Peau formula is just so amazing. Now, what I might end up doing later down the line, I mean, this one doesn't look like it's ready to toss, so I won't. What I might end up doing down the line is just buying it again in Toffee. They recently reformulated their products because they're going in the direction of clean beauty. So that's why they look different, the components specifically. But yeah, these two are staying for sure. Love the formula for Cle de Peau concealers. Cle de Peau complexion, period. Okay, especially since they did that shade expansion, baby. They can do another one because I'm the second to darkest shade, and that is so 2015. Let's talk Dior Backstage, friends. This is the Dior Backstage Flash Perfect Concealer. Now, I don't know. 5N was the only thing that I could find that was close enough to being a concealer for me. I'm running into the same dilemma that I ran into with the Skin Correct concealer, in that this isn't enough to brighten for me because I'm 6N in the complexion products, right? All Dior complexion products, I'm 6 neutral. This is 5 neutral, so it's not enough. 4 neutral is way too bright. So where are the half shades, Dior? Where are the half shades for this one? Why I gotta buy 2 of these? Kind of makes me want to get rid of it because I don't need anything. Like, I'm really trying to be strict with myself and say, Victoria, look at my face. Victoria, what do you actually use your makeup for? What do you like about your makeup application, your finished product? And, you know, what about this formula? What about that formula makes you want to keep it? And what are the cons? You know, the same idea. And so love Dior Backstage Concealer. It's absolutely phenomenal. It gives great coverage. It has the brush applicator, so you can actually do a lot of precision work. And then like carve out your brows and stuff. And you don't need another tool. Like, it's good. It's good. But I need 4.5 in. And I don't reach for this because I need 4.5 in. So I, as much as it pains me, am going to move this into the pile where somebody else can have it. All right, another one that I do need to let go of because here's the problem. Suqqu, they don't sell it here. In the States, I have to buy it from overseas. And so I don't get to sample, okay? I don't get to swatch. And so I play the guessing game because the swatches online for these are abysmal. I do need to say that. As much as I love Suqqu, I love Suqqu. Hi, are you new here? My name is Victoria. Nice to meet you. Thanks for sticking around. Go ahead and subscribe. Suqqu is one of my favorite brands. Y'all need to get it together with these complexion swatches. Like, you should have seen, if I can find it when I'm editing, I am gonna put it right here with this color. Come on now, focus. What this color actually looks like on the Selfridges website. Nothing like this, all right? This is number 18 from the Intense Cover Concealer product from Suqqu. When I got it in the mail, I said, oh, thank goodness, at least it's not ridiculous. Like, I can use it, right? But I need a lighter shade. I need 16. So I'm gonna buy 16 because I'm not really using this like I should be using it for what it is. It's a very lightweight concealer, has great coverage. It's just, you know, it honestly really reminds me of their foundation, but in concealer form, much like the Shade and Illuminate from Tom Ford. So I love it. I absolutely love it. I love their light reflecting technology that allows you to look completely flawless but still look like natural as heck. Told you guys, the sorcery. I live. This is coming back to the collection in number 16. I'm gonna move on from this because it's a skin tone shade for me. It's not a brightening shade, and that's what I like to use my concealer for. Rant over. I have a couple more, repeats in here. Shout out to Bobbi Brown. Y'all got a girl stocked. You hear me? Almond and walnut. I'm moving them out the way. There's just not going to be enough time for me to use them all. Somebody else can use them. So there's literally 3 concealers that I'm passing on for that reason. Make Beauty. These are, oh my God. Oh my God, Make Beauty. Oh my God. Y'all, this Skin Mime Tech concealer. Whew. If you are not familiar with Make Beauty, let me have been the first person to introduce you to a phenomenal makeup brand. Absolutely phenomenal. This concealer does what Suqqu does. It does what Dior does. It does what Bobbi Brown does. And it does it all at the same time with a serum consistency. Okay? Like, whoa. I need to emphasize for you how sickening this concealer is. It's huge too, as you can see. It's huge. And I have 2 shades here because I wasn't sure which one was going to be best for me. This is 15. It's my skin, so no. But this one is 14, and it's just bright enough to be a nice concealer shade for me on like a very light makeup day. I would even venture into a 13. But until I get that 13, I'm gonna hold on to this 14 because this is a sickening formula. And I need it in my life. Do you see how thin that is? It's almost like water. But I'm not a chemist, I'm not a scientist. I don't work in the labs. But whatever y'all are doing. You know what? On this hyperpigmentation. Okay. Because I'm not playing with y'all. You need to get into some Make Beauty. Honestly, truly. Look at how that little dot just... And you can, you know, leave it alone and let it like cook while you're doing the rest of your makeup. So there it is on that side. Here's what I look like regular. That's one pass. Oh gee, let's add a little more coverage. Sure. I'm gonna let that sit and then I'll finish blending it out in just a moment. We're gonna move on. I have these two by Terry Hydra concealers, hyaluronic hydra concealers. I have shades 500 and 600. These are the darkest shades. I don't love the applicator for these. It's quite messy, but the formula is on point. So this is 600 that I just put on, and here's 500. I feel like there's a huge jump. There's a huge jump to the point where I actually have to mix them. And this is not a cheap concealer. This is actually not a cheap concealer. And so, yeah, I don't like that 500, yo. And then the 600 doesn't work either on its own. I have to quite literally use both. And so yeah, and I don't like the applicator. Like, there's not a lot I like about it, which prevents me from reaching for it, even though the formula is very nice. So I think that I'm gonna let it go for now and hope that by Terry comes out with a better shade range. We'll start there, and then a better component. Because did you see this giant freaking preschool ass paintbrush? Do y'all see? Like, I just can't. So yeah, let's get rid of that. Next up, Rose Ink. Rose Ink, let's get the right name here. It is the concealer corrector. This is an LX140. I feel like LX140 is too close to my skin tone. I have foundation, you know, I don't really need it. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. The overcast and all of that is sometimes distorting how it looks. This is closest to the correct shade. Love the formula. It's got a nice kind of, it's got a nice viscosity to it. It's not whipped, it's not thick, but it's like substantial. That's the best thing I can really say. It's kind of substantial. Great consistency. It feels good. It looks good. I want a different shade. Oh honey, I found a diamond in the rough from Cle de Peau. This is the Corrector Eclat Radiant Corrector for Eyes, and this is in Nutmeg. You want to talk about one of the best corrector colors I've ever used in all of my days. All of them. Let's go back and finish blending this out. Let me get a mirror so I can make sure I've done it right. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna show you guys what this corrector shade looks like on my other eye. And like I said, it's from Cle de Peau. It's their corrector for eyes. Oh my goodness. It's their corrector for eyes from Cle de Peau in Nutmeg. I'm gonna show you what it looks like over here. I'm actually gonna do my whole cheek because I have a lot of hyperpigmentation. Now the color is very obviously a corrector shade, right? But it's also, it also doesn't look bad when you go to blend it on top of foundation. That is one of my new requirements for a corrector shade. It needs to be able to also and as well blend on top of foundation. I'm not doing the bright LA girl primary color ass stuff anymore. I'm just, because I am a makeup artist now. But I don't want to be one on my, do you see this? I don't want to be one during my everyday when I'm trying to get ready to go somewhere and I'm, you know, taking my daughter on a play date or something. You know, I just want to get the job done in the most efficient way possible. And that is what the edit is all about with this declutter. Are you freaking kidding me? I just sold y'all on this and you know it. Click the link. Click the link. Throw your girl a little commission, all right? Because listen, I have a backup already in the drawer. It's not a game. It's not a game. This one is not done though, so she's staying. Next up is going to be from Skintype. This is the Le Camouflage Stylo in the shade. Where's the shade? Where's the shade number? That's wild. I do not see the shade number. I'm just gonna show you the color because I don't see the shade number on here at all. This is another one of those clicky click click clicks. And this is lovely. It's like a medium coverage concealer. And I like the shade. I think that like it being in this type of pen really allows you to keep it for a lot longer than the intended shelf life. I really like this. Like I said, it's medium coverage. So what you're seeing here, again, just like my toffee shade, it blends out very nicely and it works for brightening. So I don't use a lot of it, but when I do use it, I really enjoy it. So I am gonna keep this one. This is new, so it's not going anywhere. This is from Smashbox. This is the Healthy Glow 4-in-1 Perfecting Pen, and this one is in, is it on the bottom? Yep, T10N. And this one is also a pen. I mean, it did say that, Victoria, right? That's a pretty color. That's nice. That is very nice. So yeah, I love this. I have only swatched it. I have not had a chance to wear it on my face yet, but like I said, it's brand spanking new. And thank you again to Smashbox for sending it over. So we're gonna come back to this. Follow me on TikTok or Instagram if you haven't already so that you can see a demonstration of this. Next is the LYS concealer. The exact name is Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer, and I have the shade Dark Neutral 3. I'm Dark Neutral 6, so I figured Dark Neutral 3 would be a good shade. And it is. It very much is. This has such a nice consistency. Feels cooling to the touch. And check that out. I really like that shade. Really, really, really love it. I don't have a lot of like straight up neutral concealers, so the ones I do have I try to hold on to. So she's staying. Next is going to be the Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer Plus Eraser, and this is in Deep Honey, which is the shade WN100. For me, first of all, formula is on point. The formula is top notch. If you haven't tried the Even Better line from Clinique, it is amazing. It's beautiful. It's affordable. Like, Clinique being a skincare brand first, I think works in your favor if you're somebody with sensitive skin, for example. It's a really great place to start. Love the applicator. It's got like this little like angled situation. It's rounded. Very nice. Very nice concealer. I love the color. The only thing I'm not crazy about is this sponge. I used it because I wanted to demonstrate how it was intended to be used, but I do not reach for it. I don't like it. That doesn't take away from the fact that this concealer is great and it's staying. Next is Lilah. This is called the, I think it's just the Lilah True Skin Serum Concealer. I love a good serum consistency. I don't like to feel like I'm wearing my makeup, right? So, and there are times where I straight up forget that I'm wearing my makeup. And I'm gonna wipe my forehead or something. It's comical. This is the shade Cayenne SC 6.5, and I do believe this was the best shade for me. Yeah, it's cool. She works. That was a big swatch. Yeah, it works, and I really love the consistency of this. Like I said, definitely gonna keep this one. It feels like nothing, even on my hand right now. It just doesn't even feel like I have anything on. And last but not least are my Merit, what do they call this exactly? Perfecting Complexion Stick. I have Buff and Sienna as the concealers. I have a lot of these because what's great about the undertones from Merit is that I can wear a lot of them. And I think that that says a lot about the brand, that little old me can wear whatever the heck I want from there. Now look at that. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. Girl, what are you doing? Just because I had the opportunity to get it, I got it. This is Buff. Buff is not, you know, not something I would automatically reach for, but much like Toffee and the other the camouflage stylo shade, it is just for brightening the inner corner of my eyes. It's to like open this up, wake it up, push it forward, and then the rest would be Sienna. Okay, so I do feel like there is space in my makeup collection for these kinds of shades, for the Buff, right, as a concealer, brightening concealer. And so that's why I keep it, especially when you really want to go like full glam and you want that like photo ready look. It's a great thing to have. The consistency is phenomenal for these. It does not have a lot of staying power unless you set it. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you, okay? So let us recap. What is staying, what is going? Well, I'm not gonna do what's staying because that's, video's already long. But what's leaving us are the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Concealers. Let me get my trash ready. An improvement on the shade range and the component before I purchase those again. The Real Skin Concealer Sticks, these were just old. I really like them. They have a nice thick consistency to them, high coverage, very travel friendly, and really nice color range. These actually, there's actually another shade that's darker than this. So yeah, 8 and 9 were cute. The Serum Concealer from Bobbi Brown, I don't really need this. I like the Real Skin line a little bit better than this one. The Fenty Beauty eye brighteners. The color correcting one was not a hit for me, but the other two were. Really love those. The Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer, just a little too heavy for my taste at this point in my life. And that's it for what's actually going. What I'm planning to declutter in the hopes of possibly someone else being able to have are all these backups of the Bobbi Brown Real Skin Concealer. This is phenomenal. I'm telling you, these are really good. 2 almond, 1 walnut. The Make Beauty Skin Mime Tech Concealer in number 15. A little too close to my skin tone to actually be a concealer for my taste. I have the Nars Soft Matte Concealer in Chocolate. Same issue, too close to my skin tone to actually brighten. The Suqqu Intense Cover Concealer number 18, same thing. The Bobbi Brown Corrector Stick in Rich Peach is literally my skin tone. Doesn't really help me out as a color corrector. Then we have the Dior Backstage Concealer in 5N, same issue. The Rose Ink Concealer, once again, same issue. So this is really just a case of these being too close to my skin tone to actually brighten. Phenomenal formulas, great coverage, beautiful blendability, application, all that good stuff. They're actually really nice. I'm probably going to, actually I'm definitely going to get the correct shade in this one, in this Rose Ink, and in the Suqqu. So yeah, that is it for this video, my friends. So let me know in the comments section what new concealers I should try. Let me know if you have any of these and if you agree or disagree with my statements about them. So yeah, let's have a chit chat and all that as we do about luxury beauty on this channel. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love for you to become a J-Bae. So go ahead and click that red subscriber button so it turns gray and become a J-Bae. Shout out to the J-Bae who hooked your girl up with my very first super thanks. I was so touched. Thank you so much. As always, thank you for watching. Love you and see you next time.